Welcome back to just another video of software development with JavaFX. In this video, I continue with the last exercise with TableView. The TableView is an object which contains registries. Each registry is represented by an object. An object is created from a model, which is a Java class, and when I instantiate the object and then I add it to the table view, is displayed immediately on the record table. Here is the record table with two objects. Each column is an attribute of the object, and each registry provides me information about an item of interest, in this case, a weapon. For example, if I'm working on a weapon store, these registries tells me that each price and the process, the model, and details for a sale, for example. So in this video, I will show you how to add, using a formulary, a new item into the record table. So first of all, I need to tell you about method overloading. Method overloading is when you have a method with the same name but with different parameters. So for example, this is a static method called setRoot. So setRoot is responsible for changing the view on the stage. When I need to change the view from the stage, I'm interested in changing the title, the size of the window, for example, the width or its height, and of course the view. So this method overload will contain the title, a personalized one, the width, and its height. So for example, scene dot get window dot set width, and I'll pass the width parameter. The same will happen with the width. The title will be set like this, but here I need to make a cast, and that's why title is set. And finally, the new view, so fxml name, and that's all. For example, what if I create a new file named formulary.fxml. So when I go to scene build and I open the resource, the formulary resource, and when I create a formulary, I need to display that formulary on the stage. So for example, I'll put a name from its effects ID pane. I'll put a label, a title, and the title will be, for example, weapon registration, and each label will be auto descriptive when I declare the variable of that kind. So for label, the beginning of the variable will be LBL, and the next behind the or maybe how can I say next to the LBL abbreviation, I'll put the descriptive name, for example, weapon, so it's easy to identify the item. The next step is to change the size of the title. For example, 42 will be the font size, and the typo will be Comic Sans. And I put three labels more. One will be for weapon. The next one will be country. And the last one will be its price. And here from document, I'll select the three items to change simultaneously its size. So 35 it's fine, and the typo will be Comic Sans. Um, I need to add text field, and the text field will receive the information of the new item. So I can fix the size, and as label item, I need to put a descriptive name for the text field for each one. So I need a button to make the changes. Here I'll be confirming registration, and That's all. TXT file will begin with the letters TXT, and next to the TXT text will be the name of the variable, the descriptive. So in this case, weapon. And the same for TXT, but country and price. The same for price. BTM for button, confirm. So that's all. This is the formulary, and I need to link the formulary with a controller, a new controller. So here in the package classes, I'll create a new Java class, which will be a controller. In this case, formulary controller. So to link the view and a controller, here on the controller bar, I will be telling to a scene builder that a formulary will be linked with a controller. So if I open the formulary fxml, here the link is made automatically. So I need to test the controller is good for the stage. So here I'll put formulary and I'll run the code. So this is the view. The method is changing the view from primary to formulary view. So the new one is displayed and you can put data here. So when I click the button, an event is not happening because I'm not implemented yet the actions when the click button is clicked. So I need to program that. Once I check that my formulary is working well, I need to work in the formulary controller. So here in the confirm registration button, I need to implement or tell SendBuild to execute an event, a method. So the method will be called confirm registration. I save changes, and here on formulary, in formulary will appear the method's name. So I need to implement that method. The next step is to declare all the variables that are located here on the structure. So the first one is the pane. LBL for labels, so label LBL weapon, and here LBL country, and the text field. So the type will be text field. And the last item will be bottom and btn confirm. So all my variables is here declared, and the most important thing is to implement the confirm registration method. So let's do that. When I click this button, the signal will be arming this method, and here the logic will be executed. So what do I do inside this method? Well, if I'm ingressing or sending the information from here, I need to retrieve the information from each text box. So txt weapon, I need to check if when I click the button, these fields are not empty. Almost a new text field. If I know that almost a new uh, a new how can I say, if I know that almost one text field is empty, the registration will not be happening because lack of information. So I need to validate that situation first. So if, for example, weapon get text dot equals, if the content of that text box text field is not empty, that's okay. I need to validate the next one. So here will be another condition. So for text txt country will be the same, and the last one is for txt price. So if this happens and the three txt boxes are not empty, the registration needs to be completed. So the next step is to create a new weapon, but what if I add the new weapon object directly into the data structure? So here I don't have access to the observable list because the observable list is on the primary controller class here. So what can I do to do that? So it's very easy. I just need to make the observable list a static field, a class field. So this static will make that my data structure will be accessible from here. So I need to check. So I don't need to check if the data structure is null. So I just need to access primary controller, weapons, add new weapon, and extract the data from the text boxes. So here, the parameters are, I'm getting the parameters necessary to create the weapon object and finally add that object to the weapons observable list. So the last step is to close the formulary. So I have two options. Close the formulary and get to the main window, or tell the user if he wants to add another object, or a third option is to just clean the formulary and wait for a new registry, or even provide a new button with the close option or the get back option to close the formulary and get to the main window. I don't know. All the options are interesting, but I need to choose one of them. So when I confirm registration, I I get back to the main window to see the changes for this example. The needs for your project will be different from mine, but you need to choose what kind of way is the best for your project. So here I'll be changing with app method set root the view. So here app is 776. So in formulary, the width will be that, and for the height will be 546. The title will be working with record table on JavaFX, and the title will be oh the view's name will be primary because title yeah is already provided. So here I need to tell that throws EO exception, and the double parameters will be passed with a dot zero at the end of each one. So that's what I need to write, and the method is fully implemented. So I need to test the new functionality. So here the button is necessary to open the formulary. So I need to open my primary view, and here I need to add the button. So add weapon and a descriptive name. Of course, its properties will be changed. And here on in the primary, I need to declare the new variable. So add button weapon is ready. So the last thing I need to do is to call the method to change the view. So here I'll be telling to SimBuild to call the open formulary. So I need to implement the method public void or open formulary, and I just need to open the formulary. So app, because I'm using a static method, and set root. So I need to provide the fxml's name, and will be formulary. The next one is the title, and here will be formulary registration, and the width and the height. So I need to know the dimensions for formulary, and here in pane, I click on pane and I go to layout, and the width is 621. So here the width will be that number, and for the height will be a similar thing, and the throws EO exception needs to be here. Um, that's all. At the moment, that's all. So I run the code, and the weapon button is displaying here. Is being displaying here. And when I click the button, the registration formulary opens on the center of the screen and is ready to send the information. I just need to provide that information. So I'll, I'll put a weapon's name like, let me think about that. Scar, Scar for heavy use, and the country United States, United States of America. And its price, I don't know, but let be $3,000 and confirm. And here the registry is added, but the 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 registry for AK-47 and M4A1 is being duplicated. Why is that? Because here in formulary, in primary, in primary controller, when the initialize method is executed, these objects are built and added to the table view. So the record table put the duplicated items because of that. So when I change to for example, here, I add the new registry, and here the items are duplicated, not for SCAR H, but for AK-47 and M4A1. Why is that? Because when I get back to the primary controller, this logic is executed. So for that reason, is that the items are being duplicated. So I just need to delete that code, and the problem will be resolved, will be solved. And for example, if I stop the execution and then I run the code again, when I add a new weapon, AK-47, the country is Russia, and its price, for example, 2,500 bucks. Confirm registration. Here the registry is added. And for M4A1, country USA, its price, I don't know, 103 300 US dollars. And I add the weapon SCAR for heavy use, and the country is United States of America, and its price will be, I don't know, um, $2,300, and again I add another weapon. I see that the formula is working successfully, the registration is working as expected, and that's all working well, and the object was completed. How to add a new object to the record table from a formulary. Here in this video, you learned how to add a new one object to the record table from a formulary, how to build a formulary, how to set events, how to call new methods when you click a button, and how to change the views from one window to another window. So here, from all execution of the code, the the same stage is reused, but the view is changed depending on my project necessities or needed or need. So that's why knowing to make method overloading is useful in this case because you are using the code. For example, here in the formulary, you are using this method and passing the parameters, and in primary controller is the same. So you are not creating new methods, and your code is sticking to the dry principle. Don't repeat yourself. So you are reusing the code, existing code, and don't you are done making the item again. So that's very important to know that. So at this point, that's all. And the next video, I'm thinking about deleting registration. So maybe a search will be necessary. And once I search, I located the item of interest. I'll proceed to delete it or directly from, for example, if I click here, I I'd liked to have a button here for deleting the item, or even if I click the mouse with left or right click, I don't know, but when I click on the mouse, the idea is to display a context menu here to select if I need to update a field, a specific field here, or if I just need to delete the item. I don't know, but that's the ideas I have. So that's all for the moment, and I hope that it was useful for you, and we see in the next video. So